Hello everybody, welcome to Mathethics original channel. Thank you for watching our videos. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In today's video, we will write explicit formula for quadratic function, for quadratic tables. Explicit formula for quadratic tables. Now, let's begin with this example here. So one thing when writing explicit formula for quadratic tables, we're gonna have f of, since we're using x, f of x equal half of, we're gonna have a divided by 2 x squared plus something. Okay, so we need to figure out what that something going to be for this. Okay, now the a represent the second difference. Okay, a is the second difference. Okay, a is the second difference. So we need to find out first what the second difference is, and then we divide it by 2, and that's what go in front of the x squared. Now the x squared, or it could be x squared, it could be n squared, it's always going to be there. Okay, so that's the way we start the quadratic. So let's do this example to see if we can write that explicit formula for this table. We know from 14, so we're gonna find the first difference first. So from 14 to 9, we subtract 5. From 9 to 6, we subtract 3. From 6 to 5, we subtract 1. And from 5 to 6, we add 1. Okay, so that's the first difference, and that's linear. So now we need to find the second difference. So the second difference, so -5 to -3, we add 2. -5 plus 2 is -3, and -3 to -1 we also add 2. -3 plus 2 is -1, and -1 plus 2 is 1. So that's the second difference. So notice that the second difference is constant, and that's how I know I have a quadratic function, because the second difference is constant. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the second difference. Okay, we're going to take the second difference. So a is equal to, so therefore if we do a divided by 2, so we're going to have 2 divided by 2, so that is 1 right here. Now, so that 1 is what we're going to use to put in front of the x squared. So we're going to have 1, we use a different color, we're going to have 1x squared. So we're going to say f of x equal 1x squared plus some kind of, we're going to put something here. We don't know what it's going to be yet, so if it's going to stay like that or not, but we know we're going to need something here. But in the meanwhile, we know 1 times x squared is just x squared. So that's just going to be x squared. 1 times anything is itself plus whatever we gonna put down here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on the side. I'm going to do on the side and do some guessing. Okay, so if x, so I'm going to go here on the table. So if x is equal to -3, which means if I plug in -3 for x, would I get 14? So let's check. So we're going to say if x equal -3, okay, so if x equal -3, then we expect f of x to be equal to -3 square, and -3 square is what? Is 9. So negative 3 squared is 9, but we want it to be 14. So what can we do to 9 to make it 14? Okay, what can we add to 9 to make it 14? So we know 14 minus 9 is 5, so then we can add 5 to it. So I'm going to add 5 over here to make it 14. Okay, make sense? Now let's do another one. So I know if I add 5 to that expression, I will get 14. So what if x equal to negative 2? What if x equal to negative 2? So if x is negative 2, then f of x supposed to be negative 2 squared. Negative 2 squared is what? Is 4. But again, 4 is not the same as 9. We want 9. So what can I do to 4 to get 9? So we know 9 minus 4 is 5. So I can go ahead and add 5 here again. Okay, you follow the pattern? Now let's do another one. What if x equal to 1? Let's do what is x equal to 1? Let's do 0 first. If x equal to 0, okay, and then we're gonna do 1. So if x equal to 0, then I would expect f of x to be 0 squared. And 0 squared is 0. Okay, 0 squared is 0. So what can I do to 0? And on the table, when x is 0, f of x is 5. So what can I do to that 0 to make it 5? You can just go ahead and add 5 to it. Alright, so if we add 5, then 0 plus 5 is 5. And let's do one last example, and then for this, let's say if x equal 1, if x equal 1, so therefore f of x would be 1 square. And 1 square is what? 1 square is 1. But on the table, when x is 1, f of x is 6. So I want to make that 6. So what can I do to 1 to make it 6? Is we're adding 5. We can do plus 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. So notice, after I plug in those numbers, I keep adding 5. So therefore, we can just go ahead and add 5. Okay, so which means f of x, the explicit formula will be f of x equal x squared plus 5. That's it. Okay, so we're going to do one more example and we'll be done with that one. Here is another example. So let's first thing is to check to see if it is a quadratic, if that table represents a quadratic function. So to do that, we start with 36 to 49. We know 49 minus 36 is 13. So we know 36 plus 13 is 49. And 49 to 64, that's 15. And 64 to 81, that's 17. And 81 to 100, that's 19. So that is our first difference. So let's check for the second difference. So 13 to 15, that's you add 2. So 13 plus 2 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. 17 plus 2 is 19. So we know that's a quadratic function because the second difference is a constant. Now, we know what a is. So in this case, a is 2. So a is equal to 2, which means a over 2 is equal to 2 over 2, which is 1. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to have f of x equal 1x squared plus something that I don't know what it is. Okay, now 1x squared is the same thing as saying f of x equal x squared plus something, because 1 is neutral. Since 1 is neutral, 1 times x squared is just x squared. Okay, so 1 times x squared is simply x squared because 1 is neutral. Now we're gonna do some guessing. Okay, we're gonna be doing some guessing here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna go over here and plug in some numbers. So we're gonna say, well, if x is 6, if x is 6, then f of x will be 6 squared, and 6 squared is what? 36. So I don't have to do nothing. So far is good. So let's check some more. If x is 7, then f of x would be 7 squared, which is 49. Okay, so if you check like 2 or 3, that should good. You don't have to do a whole lot of them. So if x is 8, so that means f of x is 8 squared, which is 64. So check. So when x is 8, f of x is 64. When x is 7, f of x is 49. So I don't really need to have to do nothing in here. So I got my answer. So the explicit formula for this will be f of x equal x squared. That's it. X squared plus 0, because that's nothing adding to it. So then that will be your explicit formula for that one. Okay, so that's about explicit. Now that's a part 1, okay, of writing explicit formula. So at a later time I will do another video where we're gonna use the standard form of the quadratic function to write the explicit formula, because sometimes it can be more complicated than that. So that's just a simple example I use on how to write the explicit formula for quadratic function. Again, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully that's helped. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you have any question, comment, do not hesitate to put them in the comment box. And I'll see you next time for the next video.